Welcome back to Lunch Break. I'm Tanya Rivero. How does a food go from being merely good for you to achieving full-fledged superfood status? WSJ contributor Heidi Mitchell is here to tell us what's in a name. Hi, Heidi. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So, Heidi, the word superfood is not regulated, right? So any marketer can call a food a superfood?
Right. It's kind of frightening because you think when you read the label on a food that you would assume if it says superfood, it means it's loaded with all these things that are great for you. But there's really no studies behind it necessarily. It doesn't really mean anything. It's kind of a marketing name.
And does the word then have any understood meaning among nutritionists?
Well, it really goes back. The word came about 15 years ago, but before that, nutritionists were just calling these really fantastic, powerful foods nutrient-dense foods. So they tend to target more than just giving you the nutrients like the vitamins and the trace minerals that you need. They'd also have maybe they would prohibit free radicals, and they would help evade cancer and things like that. But the studies are still pretty slim, even though you hear a lot about foods that are called superfoods. But nutrient-dense foods is really what we're after, which is why you hear a lot about salmon, kale, blueberries.
And no matter how nutrient-dense a single food is, though, there's no single food that will ever be enough to make us healthy on its own, correct?
It's kind of amazing because I spoke to Dr. Hagen at the Mayo Clinic, and he said if you look around the world at any healthy population, you will see that they all eat a large variety of food, and that the human body is really excellent at taking out of whatever it puts in to its body, creating nutrients and making it good for the body. But you'll never see any population that's just living on quinoa or just living on strawberries, which actually rank much higher according to the CDC than blueberries, but don't get a lot of play.
So interesting. And Dr. Hagen didn't even list quinoa or kale on his list of favorite foods, did he? Heidi, which were his favorites?
He was kind of old school, which I really loved. He likes eggs. He liked anything that was protein rich and calorie light. So, eggs, low fat yogurt, of course, salmon. The fat in that is omega-3 fatty acids. Those are good for you. He likes nuts, unless you're allergic. He said that won't fall on a lot of people's lists of good foods, superfoods, because they have a lot of calories. But he says the fat in them are good for you. The calories are good, and you often need a lot of calories. So he was kind of old school. I mean, he's happy to eat a kale salad, but he said, you really don't want to live only on that. You certainly don't want to live on those bars.
And so it turns out the biggest superfood of all is actually a variety of food. Is that right?
Color. Use lots of color. Fill your plate with a rainbow of food, and you're probably going to be really, really healthy.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Heidi.
Thanks.